you understand what it truly means to be wealthy beyond your wildest imagination? Allow this question to enter your mind and stay there. Do not rush to answer it. Let it sit. Let it burn into your thinking. Because the answer you give will decide the quality of your life. We live in a world where money is chased like oxygen, but few ever ask, what is the purpose of it all? Have you ever thought about the emptiness of just stacking money, piling coins higher and higher without ever asking why you climb? Have you dared to look into the hollow feeling of having more, yet still feeling less? My friend, you can labor day and night. You can pile gold until it touches the sky. You can see your fortune rise higher than the towers of Babylon. But if your riches have no higher aim, they will crumble. They will leave you poorer than when you began. Because wealth without purpose is a desert. The path of riches, when walked blindly, ends in thirst. I have watched this story play out countless times. Men with fortunes greater than nations, men with names written in the pages of history. Yet at the twilight of their days, their hearts whispered a bitter truth. Money cannot quiet the hunger of the soul. Gold cannot silence loneliness. Millions cannot erase regret. I speak these words not from theory, but from life. I walked with giants. I spoke with Andrew Carnegie. Listened to Thomas Edison. I observed Henry Ford. I sat with John D. Rockefeller. These men built empires. They bent industries. They commanded armies of workers. Their wealth reshaped nations, and yet, in their private words, I heard confessions that would shock the ordinary dreamer. Andrew Carnegie, a man whose fortune seemed endless, once told me a truth that cut through all illusions. He said, "Money by itself is meaningless. It is only useful when linked to a higher purpose." Do you understand what that means? Here was a man who could buy anything, who could own everything, who could silence any critic with his wealth, and yet he admitted that money without direction is just paper. It cannot satisfy. It cannot create joy. It cannot keep you warm when the night feels cold. He knew this, and so he devoted his later years to something greater. He gave, he built libraries, he poured his fortune into schools. He shaped opportunities for those who had none, because he discovered something profound. True wealth is not measured by what you keep. It is measured by what you give. Let that sink in. Think about your own life. You dream of wealth. You imagine freedom. You see yourself surrounded by luxuries. But have you stopped to ask, what is the purpose of my wealth? Who will it serve? What meaning will it carry when my days are over? Most men never ask, and so they suffer. They chase shadows. They climb mountains that lead nowhere. They spend their years collecting numbers in a bank, yet die with empty hearts. Is that the life you want? To live chasing wealth that gives no peace? To die with money in your hands but regret in your soul? The world tells you riches will heal you. It tells you success will make you whole. But I have seen with my own eyes. This is a lie. True wealth is not in the numbers. It is in the purpose. Money is only a tool. It is not the destination. It is a bridge toward impact, a bridge toward contribution, bridge toward the fulfillment of a grand vision. Without vision, the bridge leads nowhere. Without purpose, the wealth turns to dust. My friend, the deepest poverty in this world is not the lack of money. It is the lack of meaning. A man with little but a burning purpose is richer than a millionaire who has nothing but coins to count. I want you to hear me. Stop thinking about riches as an end. Stop seeing wealth as the final reward. Money is not the goal. It is the servant of the goal. When you chase money alone, it will run from you. When you attach it to a greater vision, it will chase you. This is the secret known by the truly wealthy. Edison knew it. Ford knew it. Rockefeller knew it. Carnegie lived it. They did not build fortunes just to watch the numbers grow. They tied their money to ideas that shape the world. That is why their names are remembered. That is why their legacies live on. Because money alone does not echo through history, but purpose does. Purpose speaks, purpose lasts, purpose is immortal. Now, I turn to you. You want wealth, you want abundance, you want to rise beyond your wildest imagination. Good. That desire is noble, But I ask you, what is the purpose of your riches? Who will your wealth serve? What cause will it build? What hunger will it feed? What darkness will it light? The answer to this will decide whether you die rich in spirit or poor in regret. Do not fool yourself. The world is filled with men who earned fortunes, yet lost their souls. They bought houses but never found home. They built companies, but never built joy. They gained recognition, but never felt love. Do not follow them. Choose differently. See wealth as a trust, not a trophy. See it as fuel, not fire. See it as a river meant to flow, not a pond meant to rot, because wealth, when hoarded, becomes poison, but wealth, when directed with purpose, becomes life. Now listen closely. The man who seeks wealth only for himself will live small. The man who seeks wealth for a purpose beyond himself will live great. That is the difference between greed and greatness. Greed asks, what can I take? Greatness asks, what can I build? Greed hoards. Greatness multiplies. Greed dies with the man. Greatness lives forever. So I ask you again, what does it mean to be wealthy beyond your wildest imagination? Does it mean a bigger house? Does it mean a faster car? Does it mean a longer bank statement? Or does it mean something more? Does it mean freedom? Does it mean contribution? Does it mean the power to lift others higher? When you define this, you unlock the true door to riches, and once you unlock it, money will serve you, not enslave you. It will obey you, not control you. It will work for you, not against you. That is true wealth. Wealth beyond imagination is not about what you hold. It is about what you release. It is not about what you own. It is about what you create. It is not about how high your fortune climbs. It is about how deep your purpose runs. Every great man I studied learned this lesson. Some learned it early, some learned it late, some learned it in triumph, others learned it in sorrow, but all learned it, and I want you to learn it now, before your years pass, before regret comes, before your fortune becomes your prison. So ask yourself tonight, what is my purpose for wealth? What meaning will my riches hold? Do not let this question escape you. Write it down. Ponder it deeply, because once you find your answer, the pursuit of wealth will never again feel empty. It will feel alive. It will feel divine. It will feel inevitable. Purpose attracts riches. Vision multiplies money. Meaning turns fortune into fulfillment. That is how you become wealthy, beyond your wildest imagination, not by stacking numbers, but by stacking meaning. Not by chasing coins, but by chasing vision. Not by serving yourself, but by serving something greater. This is the secret the world hides. This is the truth you must remember. This is the path that leads to freedom. And the question remains, what will you do with it? Good, let us go deeper. Let us bring the stories of those giants closer to you. Because when you hear what they lived, you will see yourself in their mirror. Andrew Carnegie was the richest man of his time. His steel empire dominated the world. He could have spent his life drowning in luxury, but one thought haunted him. What is the use of all this money if it dies with me? That single question changed the course of his fortune. He decided he would not die rich. He would die useful. He would die remembered. He would die fulfilled. So he built libraries in every corner of America. He funded schools. He created opportunity where there was none. Today, long after his steel has rusted, his libraries still stand. His vision still breathes. His wealth still works. That is true riches. Now think of Thomas Edison, a man not of wealth first, but of ideas. He understood something most miss. Wealth flows to the man who solves problems. Edison did not sit chasing coins. He sat chasing light, literally. While others slept, he worked in darkness to bring light into the homes of millions. Money came after, but money was not his obsession. His obsession was vision, and because of that vision, he changed the world. He earned riches, yes, but more than riches, he earned immortality. Now Henry Ford, the man who reshaped industry. He was not born into fortune. He was born with a burning idea. He asked, how can I make the automobile for the common man? Everyone laughed. They said cars were for the rich, a toy for the elite. But Ford had a greater purpose. He wanted freedom for the working man. He worked not for money, but for impact. And in chasing that impact, wealth chased him. By making cars affordable, he not only built his fortune, he built an entire new America. He gave mobility to millions. He gave birth to industries. He created jobs beyond measure. Do you see the pattern? These men were not chasing coins. They were chasing causes. They were not stacking wealth. They were building purpose. And John D. Rockefeller, the oil king, a man both feared and admired. In his prime, he was the richest alive. But near the end of his days, he realized something striking. All the oil in the world, all the money in the banks, could not buy him peace. He began to give. He funded medicine. He supported education. He created foundations that continue to serve humanity. His fortune lives on, not because of the oil he drilled, but because of the causes he fueled. I share these stories with you so you will not be deceived. You may think wealth alone will make you free, but wealth without vision makes you a slave to greed, a slave to fear, a slave to emptiness. These men learned the lesson, some in triumph, some in pain, but they learned. Now you must learn it too. Let me tell you plainly, you will not be remembered for how much you kept. You will be remembered for how much you gave. You will not be admired for what you consumed. You will be admired for what you created. Your bank account will die with you, but your purpose will live after you. So I ask again, what will you do with your wealth? What cause will it serve? What legacy will it write? Do not think you must wait until millions sit in your hand. Purpose begins now. Even with little you can give. Even with little you can serve. Even with little you can create. Wealth without purpose is nothing. But little wealth with great purpose is already abundance. Do not measure yourself by your balance. Measure yourself by your direction. Carnegie, Edison, Ford, Rockefeller. Their wealth was not their greatness. Their purpose was, their vision was, their meaning was. That is why their names outlived their fortunes. Now turn inward. Ask yourself today, what vision burns inside me? What purpose deserves my life? What dream is bigger than myself? Find your answer. Tie your wealth to it. Then chase it with fire. And when your fortune comes, it will not leave you empty. It will leave you alive. It will leave you fulfilled. It will leave you wealthy beyond imagination. Because true wealth is not the size of your fortune. It is the size of your purpose. Good, let us go further. Let us step inside the very rooms where these giants spoke. I will bring their voices to you as they were spoken to me. I remember sitting with Andrew Carnegie. He leaned forward, his voice quiet, but sharp as steel. Napoleon, he said, if you spend your life chasing money, you will waste it. If you spend your life chasing purpose, money will chase you. I never forgot those words. He told me of men he knew. Steel barons, rich beyond comprehension, yet empty. They had more than kingdoms, but they walked with restless hearts. Carnegie shook his head and said, they do not own their wealth. Their wealth owns them. Then he looked me in the eye. You must teach the world, he said, that riches without meaning are the greatest poverty of all. Now hear the words of Thomas Edison. We sat in his laboratory, the air thick with smoke and invention. He laughed and told me, Napoleon, most men want to get rich. I only want to solve problems. Money is the shadow of usefulness, do you understand? Money follows usefulness. Money follows vision. Money follows the man who dares to make life better. That is why Edison had more patents than anyone alive. That is why wealth flowed to him. Not because he chased coins, but because he chased solutions. Then there was Henry Ford. I recall walking with him through one of his plants. The roar of machines filled the air. The floor shook with industry. He smiled at me and said, Napoleon, I never wanted to build cars for the rich. I wanted to build cars for the working man. That was my dream. That was my purpose. Money came later. Do you see the pattern yet? Ford was laughed at, criticized, mocked, but he stayed true to his vision, and because of that he reshaped the world. And John D. Rockefeller. He spoke to me late in life, when his body was frail but his mind was still sharp. He confessed, in my youth I thought money was everything, but I discovered it is only a tool. The real joy is not in possession, but in distribution. These were not idle words. He proved them. He gave away more than $500 million in his time. His wealth still heals. It still educates. It still lives. Now pause and reflect. These were not average men. They were titans. They shaped nations. They built industries. Yet when they opened their hearts, They all confess the same truth. Wealth without purpose is emptiness. Wealth without vision is slavery, and you who hear my words now, must choose which road you will walk. Will you chase money blindly, or will you pursue a vision so great that money bends to serve it? Let me tell you a secret. When you live for purpose, you never have to beg for riches. They come, they flow. They follow like a shadow that never leaves, but when you live only for money, you will always be thirsty. No matter how much you drink, you will never be full. I have seen it. I have lived among men who proved it. Do not deceive yourself. Do not wait until the twilight of your years to discover the hollowness of gold. You must choose now. Carnegie chose libraries. Edison chose light. Ford chose freedom. Rockefeller chose philanthropy. What will you choose? What purpose will guide your fortune? What vision will give meaning to your wealth? This decision is not small. It is everything. Because if you fail to decide, life will decide for you, and it will hand you regret. So write it down. Make it clear. Tie your wealth to a cause greater than yourself. And when you do, you will be unstoppable. Your riches will multiply. Your influence will expand. Your name will outlive your years. This is how you become wealthy beyond your wildest imagination. Not by clinging to coins, but by clinging to vision. Not by storing treasure, but by releasing it. Not by chasing money, but by creating meaning. Very well, let us make this personal. Let us make it practical. Not philosophy alone, but steps you can walk this very hour, because knowledge without action is wasted treasure. First, you must answer the great question, what is my definite purpose? Do not ignore it. Do not delay it. Write it down. Not tomorrow, now. Without a definite purpose, your wealth will scatter like dust in the wind. With a definite purpose, your wealth will gather like rivers into an ocean. Andrew Carnegie demanded this of me. When I sat in his home, he said, Napoleon, if a man has no definite purpose, his riches will destroy him. But if he binds his money to a cause, his riches will serve him. That became the foundation of my life's work. So I ask you, what do you want your wealth to build? Do you want it to build freedom for your family? Do you want it to build schools in your community? Do you want it to build solutions to problems that have haunted generations? Name it, claim it, make it plain. Second, you must see money for what it is. Not as a master, but as a servant. Money is a tool, a hammer, a chisel, a pen. It can build or it can destroy. It can carve beauty or it can cause ruin. Most men let money master them. They serve it. They obey it. They sacrifice their health, their families, their souls for it. Do not be like them. Command money, direct it. Put it to work for you. Give it orders through your purpose. Third, you must remember, wealth without wisdom is a curse. I have seen men rise like kings only to fall like beggars because they had money, but no wisdom to guide it. Wisdom is found in reflection. Wisdom is found in humility. Wisdom is found in asking, how will this choice echo beyond me? When Carnegie built libraries, he was not building shelves. He was building minds. He was building generations. That is wisdom. When Ford built affordable cars, he was not building machines. He was building freedom. He was building opportunity. That is wisdom. Fourth, surround yourself with men of vision. Wealth without the right company is dangerous. If you sit with fools, your riches will vanish. If you sit with visionaries, your riches will multiply. Carnegie surrounded himself with men of ability. Edison surrounded himself with inventors. Ford surrounded himself with dreamers. Rockefeller surrounded himself with strategists. And all of them became greater because they chose their circle with care. Now I tell you this plainly, wealth is not measured in dollars. It is measured in destiny. Your destiny is not to hoard. Your destiny is to create. Your destiny is not to cling. Your destiny is to release. Money will not remember you, but what you do with it will. So listen closely. If you seek wealth only for yourself, you will be forgotten. If you seek wealth for a purpose greater than yourself, you will be remembered. If you chase money only to spend, your name will die with your body. If you chase money to build, your name will live for generations. This is the secret. This is the path. This is what it truly means to be wealthy beyond your wildest imagination. Now let me challenge you. Tonight, when you are alone, write down your purpose. Not a vague dream, not empty words, but a clear, burning aim. Then ask yourself, How will my wealth serve this aim? If you do this, you will begin a journey that few in this world ever take. You will no longer chase wealth. You will attract it. You will no longer fear poverty. You will command riches. You will no longer wonder if you are enough. You will know your purpose is enough, and when your final day arrives, you will not look back with regret. You will smile, because you will know your wealth was not wasted. It was used, it was directed, it was alive. That, my friend, is true wealth. That is wealth beyond imagination. Then take this moment seriously. You have heard the warnings of the rich. You have seen the truth behind their fortunes. You know now that money is not the goal. It is the servant. It is the tool. It is the fuel. The goal is greater. The goal is vision. The goal is purpose. Wealth without meaning will rot. Wealth without direction will betray you. Wealth without service will leave you hollow. But wealth tied to a burning aim will outlive you. It will multiply beyond you. It will give you joy while you breathe and a legacy when you are gone. So write your purpose. Live for it. Bind your wealth to it, and you will discover riches beyond imagination.